What is up, everyone? James Marwood here from SpeakingSoftly.com, and today I want to build on my previous video, which was around consulting as a craft and driving excellence in your career and in your professional development. And today I want to talk about how you can categorize and consider those skills, and talk about two models: comb-shaped skill sets and three-legged stools. So the first of those might sound a little bit familiar. If you've worked in HR or you've done work in workforce planning or anything like that, you might have heard talk of something called a T-shaped skill set. So the idea isn't a new one. It comes from the early 90s, from this idea of a Renaissance man needed for IT. An article, I think, in the Times. And it's a useful metaphor to consider, in that you're supposed to have a broad spread of skills across the top, across your industry or your company or the area in which you work, and a vertical line that drops down that is your core professional skills, what you're really good at, what's on your CV: developer, project manager, analyst, however that is. But I think actually what you need is a comb-shaped skill set. So that is still that broad spread across the top, but you need varying vertical lines, drop-downs that give different types of professional, domain and industry-specific skills. So that might be, and probably there'll be different lengths, but some might be things like project management, business analysis, software development. Others might be shorter, less obvious, but still really important. So things like industry knowledge, product knowledge. You might have knowledge of HR that allows you to manage a team. You might have knowledge of industry regulations and the requirements of a regulated industry that are unique to financial services or extraction or something like that. So you need all these different skills in order to really bring your knowledge, skills and experience to bear on solving interesting and fulfilling challenges. And that's the name of the game. That's what we're looking for. So like I said, that's not a new model. I didn't come up with that. Lots of people have used it, but it's a really useful one, I think, to consider your skill development. Now, the second model is something I think I came up with. I've not seen anyone else use it, and I've applied this in lots of different companies in different industries, from sort of internal customer-facing teams, internal consulting teams, and now with my current employer in an externally focused consulting organisation. And that's the idea of a three-legged stool. So 3 legs are the minimum that a stool or a table can have and be stable. And that's what we're looking to build, is something that we can comfortably be stable upon as we grow and develop our career. Those legs need to grow. But they need to grow at a pretty even rate so that we're not having an unbalanced stool. We don't have skills just in one area and not in another. So we're not going to tip over. If we want to grow and build to those levels of fulfillment and success and happiness that we want, we need a solid base to work from. These skills give that, or this model of skills does that. Now the first one is type 1. That's the first leg. Now your type 1 skills are your core professional skills. Those are the skills that allow you to deal with the realities of knowledge work, of having to decide what it is you're doing at any given point, of being responsible for managing a conflicting number of inputs, of having different customers and stakeholders, formal and informal, having an email inbox that is probably complex and messy, a calendar that changes quite frequently, having to deal with lots of different inputs. They're your core professional skills. And as you grow in your career, the more you need those, and the more you come to rely on those skills. They've got to develop. But we don't really get formally trained in it. David Allen, who wrote Getting Things Done, which is actually a fantastic approach to dealing with this sort of stuff, and something I use a lot of. He often says the better you get, the better you better get. But nobody really gets trained in this. not formally, and not in many organisations, not many people, which is a shame. And it is something we're going to focus on for some other videos. But that's your type 1 skills. That's what allows you, that's your table stakes. That's what gets you into the arena and allows you to be able to bring your type 2, type 3 skills to bear. Your type 2 skills, that second leg, those are your professional domain skills. So that's the domain knowledge, skills and experience that is probably the main headline of what you do. That's probably what is on your CV or your LinkedIn profile or whatever. You know, highly experienced software developer, mature product owner, something like that. But that is the professional skills that allow you to bring your skills to bear. And in that comb idea, where we've got multiple different verticals, we'll have multiple different aspects that make this up. You may be primarily something like a project manager, but you will also probably have skills in business analysis, in financial analysis, at least being able to read a balance sheet or manage a monthly return. You will probably have skills in human resources management and in the application of employment policy. You will probably have skills in that relate to specific industries, or skills and knowledge that relate to specific industries. You know, so you might have knowledge specific to healthcare, to logistics, to fast-moving consumer goods. Some of those industries will require regional expertise. So you might be expert in doing business in the UK or in parts of Asia and the Pacific Rim. It might be you might have expertise in dealing with cross-border and cross-cultural teams, for example. Really important skills, and they're professional skills, domain skills that you look to build. So type 1, professional skills, table stakes. Type 2, domain skills, that the headline professional abilities that you have to be able to do things. And then type 3, which is the stuff that sometimes get labelled as soft skills, and I don't like that because they aren't soft. These are real hard, bottom line, hard-nosed skills. These are about your ability to interrelate and interwork with other professionals and other people, be it customers, colleagues, clients, suppliers, whatever. Now, humans have evolved as social creatures. Our evolutionary advantage, one of our evolutionary advantages, is our ability to cooperate and work together in groups. That's what makes the difference between successful groups and unsuccessful groups. And if we're dealing with complex, difficult challenges, we need to be multidisciplinary in ourselves, but we also need to be able to work effectively in multidisciplinary teams. And that's what that type 3 skill comes as. Sometimes I might call it consulting skills, people skills, human skills. It's our ability to engage with more than just ourselves in our professional domain. So that includes things like being able to understand client requirements, colleague requirements, stakeholder requirements, understand the needs and views of those around you, to be able to synthesize those views and bring your other professional and domain skills to bear on those, and then communicate and explain and persuade and influence, all those sorts of skills. This is the stuff that really makes the difference between success and failure, and the ability to deal with more complex, more challenging projects. You can be the absolute best rock star financial accountant ninja, but if you can't understand the requirements and needs and what your clients are trying to do, then you can't really bring those skills to bear. You can be an absolutely fantastic developer, but not be able to work as part of a team, and not be able to interrelate and be social in that environment, and work and bring that value to bear for others as well. Therefore, you won't do as well. That ability to cooperate and work as part of a group, to understand, influence and persuade, is critical to bringing everything else to bear. So whereas your type 1 professional skills, that's what gets you into the arena. Your type 2 domain skills, that's your core headline ability to bring your skills, knowledge and experience to bear. Your type 3 skills, your human skills, are really, I think, the multiplier, the force multiplier that allows you to bring all of that together to have a bigger impact than they would do just by themselves, especially when you're dealing with more complex, more challenging problems. And that's really the name of the game. If we want to get to professional, personal fulfillment, higher salaries, better challenges, get to work with really great teams on really interesting problems, that's what motivates me, probably what motivates a lot of other people. The ability to do that as part of a team is much greater than your ability to do that by yourself. So you need those type 3 skills. You need to develop all 3 legs at roughly the same sort of level to keep that base stable enough to allow it to grow so you can reach those higher challenges. That's the way I approach my career. It's how I approach the training and development, and how I advise the people I work with, my colleagues or the people I mentor. And it's hopefully something that's useful for you. So let me know what you think about it. Does this make sense? Is it a crazy load of nonsense? You don't like it? Give it a thumbs down, leave a comment, let me know what that is. If this does work for you, you think it's interesting, you think it's useful, leave a thumbs up. Either way, please subscribe, because I'll be talking about similar things in the weeks to come. And also, if you think I'm missing something from this, or there's something I failed to consider, and I'm nearly there but not quite, do let me know. I'd be really interested to know what you think about it. But anyway, however that works out, have a great rest of your day. Cheers.